All right. Um, Man, we're doing this a little late, but we made it. We made it through the day. I had a lot to do. I had to visit the lady and the doggo. My our dog is over at the lady's house, and today being Friday and me working from home, I decided to go over there, visit the little guy and the lady, spend the day with them, and then I figured I can go home and record. So we stayed a little later, but hey, spend time with your loved ones. As for today, man, this morning was, well, the session was good, but there was a tragic, super tragic event. I, my headphones, it's like these Bose Quiet Comfort, like these in-ear pieces, and I've had them for like, I'm gonna say a good 4 years. I haven't had to buy new ones. I've had like no complaints about them. The sound is really, really good. It cancels out everything else that's around me, so like I could just pay attention to listening to my music, work out, all that good stuff. Today, I found out that one of the pieces was broken, and like it's crazy how it happened, right? Like, it was today's Friday, so yesterday, I it's crazy because I could literally like remember the instance that it could have possibly happened, and like the way the scene played out in my head, it was just like a perfect sort of like Murphy's Law, right? What could go wrong will go wrong, and that's literally what happened right at that point in time. So as I was walking to my car right after the gym, I just bought a protein shake. So as I was waiting for the protein shake, I put my headphones, or I took them off, and I put them in my pocket. And as I was walking to my car, I remember I almost bumped into someone who just parked right beside me. And right as I was about to bump into them, I was pulling my car keys out of my pocket. And in my head, this is, well, I'm playing the event as to when the headphones fell out of the pocket, but that's not when I realized it, right? So rewind, that event happens, okay? So I still had no idea, but that is literally when my headphones flew out, or one of the headphones flew out of my pocket. Didn't know at all. I had an idea though that I was missing one of my headphones when I finally got home, because when I get home, what I usually do is I empty out my pockets, and the headphones, I put them back on the case where it charges. So I only had one piece, and most of the time, like it's happened to me before, so I always assume that like it fell out of my pocket inside the car, so it was inside the car. That's just what I believed, and I went to go get more protein shakes at the grocery store, and when I got upstairs, I was like, oh man, I didn't check if I had my headphones, or if I had my headphone down there, but it's okay. I'll check tomorrow. It's most likely there. So fast forward to this morning, I'm sitting in my car, warming it up, getting ready to go to the gym. And I'm looking in my car, flashlight on, my iPhone, and I'm just really like, oh man, I don't see my headphones here. And then that's when the doom sort of like loomed over like a dark cloud. And that's when that scene played in my head of when I almost bumped into the guy, where I was like, dude, no shot it fell out of my pocket right then and there. And I was thinking that as I was heading to the gym. And sure enough, as soon as I get to the gym, I park right in the same spot that I parked the day before. Because when I get there really, really early, the parking lot's practically empty. So like, it's easy pickings as to which parking spot you want to go to. But the spot that I park at is almost always open. Not that I'm a creature of habit or anything. It's just I just choose to park there because it's closest to the stairs. And sure enough, as soon as I park, I see this like thing on the floor. I'm like, oh, dude. And that's when the dread really, really set in. I'm like, oh no, tragic. And yeah, I go outside, I look on the floor, and I'm like, yep. Take a picture of it, send it to the lady. I'm like, dude, guess what I found outside of the car as soon as I parked at the gym? It's my left headset. So, obviously, since it's been about like 4 years since I've owned it, the warranty is completely gone out of that. Which means your boy is going to have to go get some new ones. I do have like these AirPods, like these really old AirPods as well that I can use, but in terms of like the noise cancellation, it just isn't the same. Like, there's something about noise canceling headphones for me that I'm just a really, really big music guy, and I get into like whatever I'm listening to, and it just puts me in the zone. So it was a little weird not having that today, but I was still able to kill it for sure. And man, the ab exercises, how I usually do 4 sets, I could only do 3 sets today. It was hard, man. Like, no content, you were right. Throwing in the crunches really does complete the whole thing, and it turns it into a completely different workout. I quite literally decimated the core, man. It's hurting right now, and so is my chest. But it oddly enough, like, I love the feeling, man. So we're gonna keep it going. Tomorrow is back day, and my back is feeling pretty revived and ready to get pumped the next day. So I honestly just can't wait. And I've been sort of like, I know I've in the schedule that I created, I have like certain movements that I want to do, but as I'm doing these day by day, I'm slowly starting to realize that, like, hey, you know what? Like, sometimes it's better to just sort of call an audible. And like, obviously I've been doing that the whole time, in terms of like, okay, if that machine is not available, then I go ahead and move on to the other one. But it's just been a little more challenging doing specific or that specific muscle group. So like for today, for example, was all chest. It's a different type of availability, I guess I'll call it, with the workouts that I'm doing when I had full body versus when I'm doing just that muscle group. So like chest, for example, like when I had full workouts, I only had like on one day like an incline press and then like a fly, right? So I wouldn't have to worry about the availability of every single machine that involved like a chest workout. Whereas today, that was the case, and sometimes it gets very, like, even early in the morning, trying to do all of the chest exercises without at least 1 or 2 of them being occupied is like, that's almost very, very like a very rare occurrence. So I found myself doing, I listed like 7 to 8 movements, not including the abs yet. But today, for example, I was only able to do 8 total movements, 5 of them being chest. But I still did 4 sets of each, or I still did 4 sets of 10 with both like pyramid and reverse pyramid. So example is, I did the incline press. I did 25s, 2 sets of 25s, and then 2 sets with like 35s. And then I went to the decline bench and I did 1 set of 45s, 2 sets of 35, and then 1 set of 25. So I went up on the incline and then I went down on the decline, but started really like heavier than I would have normally. And that felt really, really good. And then I did dips right after, which was like, oh my goodness, like a whole new level of pain, man. it like, oh wow. But dude, I again, as odd as it sounds, I love it, and I can't wait to hit back tomorrow. Before today, chest day, we did, like I said earlier, we did the incline press for 40 reps, the decline press for 40 reps, pec flies for 40, and then we did planks, 3 sets for 60 seconds, flutter kicks, 3 sets of 30, and then crunches, 3 sets of 30 as well. I did all of those, and then I took like 15 to 20 second breathers in between. Like I tried doing like 10-second breathers, but dude, it hurts like for sure. And the crunch part is like that's like, it feels amazing. And like now I'm again even more sort of I feel like I've definitely messed up the last couple of weeks with the abs, because today's workout with abs felt completely different than anything I've done the last 2 weeks. So we got a lot to catch up on, but that's a good thing. And then we did a pec fly at an incline for 40 reps, and then the dips for 40 reps. As for food and water, oh my God. So in going to visit my girl, she lives right next to an In-N-Out. Friday. I'm not going to say every Friday is my cheat day, but man, I am such a sucker for In-N-Out. So one thing I will suggest, if you do go to In-N-Out, don't go around lunchtime. It's almost like guaranteed you're going to have to wait at least like 30 to 40 minutes just to, well, I'm going to say maybe like 15 to 20 minutes just to order, and then another like 20 to 30 minutes just to get your food. So, 45 minutes to an hour. Whereas if you went just a little later, around 1 or 2 o'clock, it'll take you half, even like a third of that time. It's kind of insane. So just a tip for any one of you other In-N-Out aficionados. But for food and water, today, for water, we're at, I'm going to say 5 out of 8 pints. I'm not counting these or any of the other shakes that I've drank. So I should be able to get through, even though it's 9 o'clock. 3 pints of water is really, really easy to gulp down. And then for food, we're at 194 grams of protein after I finish this, and 1,900 calories. So it feels good all around. We're hitting our numbers. I feel heavier for sure. So I really can't wait for next week's check-in just to see where we're going to be at. It's pretty exciting stuff for sure. And it has been raining here in Cali. So I've been debating on possibly going snowboarding tomorrow. I'm still going to hit the gym for sure, but I am debating on snowboarding. Now, I haven't gone at all this year, and I didn't go at all last year either, but the year before that, and then the year before that, and the year before that, I was going almost every weekend. I'm not a professional snowboarder by any means either. I just learned, but I was so like, I'm pretty sure you could tell by now, like how my personality is. When I get into something, I want to get good at it, and I become almost obsessively addicted to perfecting the craft until I absolutely feel like, okay, I have an adequate amount of skill in this craft. It's okay, right? So I went crazy snowboarding for like 3 years in a row, and these last 2 years I just haven't gone. So I don't know. It's slowly been, it's been calling out my name. So I don't know. We'll see. That's almost gonna count as leg day, right, dude? If you've been snowboarding, at the end of the day, your legs are cooked, absolutely cooked. But we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted, and I will see y'all tomorrow.